Their ultimate ability. The Necromancer charges their ultimate ability whenever something dies on the battlefield. They can sacrifice all minions alive to absorb their power and transform themselves into a powerful lich. What? Okay, wait a minute. This guy literally just gained 400% damage increase, and you can see here that he's going to be attacking for 2 times 20 damage maximum, if that is indeed going to happen. Okay, that might be a bit problematic. And now we're in lich form, all right? Okay, wow. Okay, this is actually fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at and see exactly what we can do here. Oh, what? Look at this. Okay, this is a super fun class. Okay, I took damage right there. Okay, now that is bad. Let's now use... Am I dead? Hello and welcome to Tainted Grail Conquest, and this is a game that I've played previously on the channel. I absolutely love it. It is absolutely one of my favorite roguelites and indeed roguelikes of the last few years, actually. This is the one that I have consistently thought to myself, I want to do another run of this. You know, I want to see what the development is doing. This video is kindly sponsored by Catapult, and if you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. I'd highly recommend checking it out because this, as you can no doubt see in the bottom right corner of the screen, is the final version before the full release out of early access on Steam, and this is amazing. The amount of... okay, if you really want to see like the full development cycle, or not the full, you know, not the full one obviously because I'm not a part of the dev team or anything like that, but generally if you want to see how far Tainted Grail has come since the very first version that I had access to, there are videos on my channel and you can check those out, because in the very first version you could see what they wanted to do. You could absolutely see it, and you could think to yourself, wow, this is actually super cool. This aesthetic, the setting, because this is basically in Arthurian legend sort of you know, scenery, and you know, the characters and the way that everything is presented is very much Arthurian in that way. And then you think, okay, wait a minute. They've got 3 classes here. They're very, very different, yeah? Now, here's the funny thing. They've added 3 more classes, and they have Blood Mage, Summoner, and Necromancer. And personally, I am absolutely loving this. There's also 3 more on the other side as well. I assume they're going to add another 3 classes onto the left side here in the full version. I obviously don't know whether that is going to be the case, but I can assume that to be, because there are 3 and I can't select them right now. So we'll see what happens with those. But yeah, anyway, I've already done 1 run of this in the new version, and the Weird Hunter was the only class that I had available at the time, which I gotta say is, I'm just gonna say I'm not a big fan of the Weird Hunter. I don't really like the way that it plays, but I absolutely adore the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is so fun, really, really cool. Really defensive, strategic sort of gameplay, and then obviously you have the Berserker, which is more to do with offense and just murdering people as much as you possibly can. And then you've got these other 3 classes which I have not played before, and I thought that we could focus on those in this particular video. So let's see how that goes. So obviously, because this is a roguelike experience, dying actually doesn't really make that much difference. You want to try and get as far as you possibly can, but generally dying is not that big a deal. Anyway, we have a choice between Blood Mage, Summoner, and Necromancer. I'm thinking we're going to play Necromancer because I know that a lot of people actually really like the whole necromancy thing, and I'd like to see exactly what's happening with it. I mean, look at this. Their ultimate ability. The Necromancer charges their ultimate ability whenever something dies on the battlefield. They can sacrifice all minions alive to absorb their power and transform themselves into a powerful lich. What? That's insanity. And we also have passive abilities right here, where we start every combat with a summoned golem, abomination, and worm. That's a passive. That is a passive. That is actually insane. Okay, so our corruption level, which is the sort of meta stat for the roguelike experience, is currently on level 1, which means it's the easiest, but still, that's what we're going to do. Oh yeah, by the way, there's actually an extremely in-depth story associated with the game as well, and it's all to do with Arthurian legend. As basically what is happening here is you are, I would say you're kind of trapped in a kind of death loop, because basically what happens is whenever you die, your soul is tied to the realm around you, and you kind of have to try and figure out what is going on. And every single time you die, you get approached by a mysterious figure who has a skull for a head, and obviously this is death. And he tells you basically that you need to venture forth, destroy the guardians of the area, and just try to do your very best to rid the world, or this region at the very least, of the weird and the various denizens and corruption that is currently befalling it. So that's generally, it's kind of like the gist of what's going on here. Obviously it's not the entirety of it, but still. Anyway, here's our first combat encounter, and now I gotta say the developers have done a fantastic job of basically improving every single thing about the combat. It is smoother, it looks cool, you can actually rotate the camera whichever way you want, as you can see right there, and we have a bunch of different things that we can summon. We start with 3 energy per turn, and you can activate a variety of different things. Obviously, I've not really done this before. This is actually the first time I'm doing it. So, let me see. What does the Necro Golem do? Oh, it protects its allies by redirecting enemy hits towards itself. That's actually insane. Okay, yeah, so I can create a barrier here. So let's create a barrier on my Golem, which is basically going to mean that it doesn't take any damage, I would assume. Or it absorbs up to 15 damage or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I suppose we'll see exactly what happens with that. And we should probably get a Fae up and running. Why not? Let's get a Fae. There we go. And what does it do? Grants passive improvements. Okay, so do I have to actually activate something? No. Okay, so the ritual right here is to do with activating minions, and that obviously activates a specific ability that your minion has. And in the case of the Golem, it will heal itself for 5 HP, and in the case of the Necro Fae, it will promote a random minion and heal the Necromancer. Okay, good to know. Alright. Wait a minute. Each promotion makes ethereal form last longer. In ethereal form creates 10 barrier on all allies and passively grants plus 25 armor. Okay, yeah. Let's activate that guy. There we go. And now he's been promoted. Look at that. Look at that. That is actually crazy. Okay, wait a minute. Let's the Necromancer seems super fun at the moment. Okay, let's have a look here. Let's promote. Let's promote the Fae right here. Promote the Fae, promote the Golem, and then use barrier on the Golem, and we are going to need to actually do some damage. So at the moment I'm basically just trying to get a little bit of shall we say defense up and running, but we are going to need to do something a little bit more than that. There we go. What's this do? Attacks all enemies on the battlefield when activated. It deals 1 hit for 20% of Necromancer's damage to all enemies, and each promotion increases its damage. Wow, okay, that's really quite insane. Okay, let's do that. There we go. Promoting it a little bit, and hopefully this guy, yep, there we go. So yeah. So what's happening is that we're obviously every single time the Golem actually takes damage, the Necromancer is going to take a little bit of it from that. So we've got to be a little bit careful about that too. Okay, so let me see if I can just promote this guy a little bit more, because we need him to deal some more damage than this. Let's summon a worm. Is that actually going to deal more damage? Yeah, this is dealing much more damage, so I'm quite happy with that. And we also have a sacrifice ability as well, so there's even that as a possibility. I mean, as I say, I've never played the Necromancer before, so I'm extremely intrigued as to what kind of playstyle I should really adopt with this. So let's activate this. There we go. It's going to attack and increase some minions' armor. What about me? Okay, apparently I'm gonna die. I probably will die at this rate, actually. Let me actually see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not actually entirely sure if I'm even playing this correctly, because I need to... Ethereal form creates 10 barrier. Okay, let's promote this guy. Each promotion makes ethereal form last longer. How do we get into ethereal form though? That's the whole point. That's the main issue here. Let's add additional barrier to this guy. And then we'll see what that does, because maybe that's going to help us. But yeah, generally, is the Fae actually healing us? Yeah, okay, so that guy actually died. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why that happened either. See, now, this is exactly my point. Look at this. Ultimate ability, sacrifice all living minions and transform yourself into a lich. Transformation lasts for 1 turn. Every time any minion or enemy dies, except for enemy summons, and your ethereals and ghouls. Aha, okay, very good. Okay, so this guy's going to get promoted a little bit. I can't use barrier on myself, by the way, either, which is a little bit problematic. Can we activate that guy a little bit more, though? There we go. Yeah, I am not entirely sure about this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so my other guy is dead. Resurrected ghoul. Summon ghoul. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Why not? Apparently it's all about summoning stuff, so I should probably just continue summoning things, right? I mean, that seems to be at least a good idea, I suppose. So let's just do that, and then we're gonna have all these guys attack. But for we do get some healing right there. Did you see that? We are actually getting healing from the Necro Fae, so that's really nice. Each promotion increases the amount of HP healed. Okay, very good. Okay, so ethereal form is basically what happens when they are basically when they're summoned. That is exactly what happens. They literally are ethereal as it is, because at the moment what's happening is that they are counting down every single time there's a turn that passes. As far as I'm aware, that seems to be the case. So I'm just going to activate the Fae again just to make sure that we heal ourselves. As you can see, the Fae is healing us like no one's business. And now we have the enemies splitting off into 2 enemies, which is maybe going to be a little bit problematic, but we'll see what happens with that. So let's summon this. Let's summon a ghoul as well. And then we'll promote the Fae once again. We're just going to try and promote the Fae as big as it can possibly get, really, because it is so incredibly useful at healing every single thing in the area. I mean, really, how can we say no to that, right? So let's just continue to do that. It is a very indirect way of killing the opponent, I've got to say that. Let me see. Can I use this right now? No, I can't do that right now. Okay. So let's just continue to do this. Activate that. Yeah, the Fae is just absolutely insane right now. So let's just do a barrier right there. Okay, there we go. Promote that guy. And Resurrected Abomination. That's absolutely fine. Doesn't really do much, the Abomination, unfortunately. You need to probably promote that a whole bunch, but I'm perfectly happy to just heal my Necromancer. I mean, just look at how much healing I'm able to get by promoting my Fae so much. It really is kind of crazy. Okay, let's get another ghoul. Let's get a barrier on the ghoul to make it so that it doesn't die instantly. And I'm thinking what I might try to do, actually, is I might sacrifice the ghoul. Oh, never mind. Okay, I actually want to... I actually wanted to sacrifice the ghoul and then transform into a lich. But there you go. We've actually leveled up. Okay, so every single time you level up in Tainted Grail, you have a chance to pick a new card. Sometimes you also have a chance to pick a new passive skill as well. So let's have a look at what I actually gained here. At the start of each turn, the minion increases its damage by 10%. That's actually insane. At the start of each turn, the minion gains 20 barrier. That's actually really cool too. Oh. Offer 5% of your max HP. Gain barrier on all minions and yourself equal to twice the HP lost. And then you get a Fae at the same time. Let's do it. Wait a minute. Is this only once per combat? No, it isn't. I think this is fantastic. I mean, all of these cards are really, really good. I might take Battle Enchantments next time, but I think that's really nice. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so This is the new passive skill. And, there we go. Sacrificing minions actually transforms them into ethereals. Oh, so that's actually really, really good to know. Okay, anyway. At the start of combat, create one ethereal copy of your first summoned minion. Okay, now that's actually going to be super interesting because I'm apparently going to be summoning a golem every single time. Not sure if that's actually any good. After first sacrifice performed in a turn, draw 3 additional cards. Not really that useful unless I get a whole bunch of ghouls, I guess. Only once per combat if your barrier is broken by a fatal blow. You remain with 25 HP instead of dying. Okay, I'm actually going to go for the ethereal copy of the minion. We'll see how that plays out because I might actually get something super, super fun. Okay, so this is obviously the overworld portion of the game. And otherwise, you have these little self-contained battles, and generally what you can do is you can encounter these events, and sometimes you are given an option with which to decide what you want to do. So let's have a look. Oh, apparently that's just okay, apparently it's just combat, but generally I'm pretty sure that we were supposed to interact there. Okay, well, whatever the case, let me summon the worm. Let me use shamanic knowledge. We'll get a Fae up and running. Look at that. 8 barrier on everyone. Oh yes, I'm liking this. Okay, so we actually have corrupted life force right here. This is the first time I've seen this enemy. And basically this thing will just buff, I suppose buff the enemy forces. That seems to be the case at least. Okay, so let's activate the Fae real quick because I want to heal myself a little. And we can also sacrifice a minion. So I'm thinking what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to sacrifice the golem. There we go. And now they're both ethereal. So we're going to see what happens with that. Okay, that is actually working extremely nicely right now. I can summon another abomination if I want to. Shall we do that? Let's summon another abomination. Okay, so we can only summon, what is that? 4 minions. Okay, so that's good to know too. Let's activate the abomination. And then we'll just finish our turn right there. Okay, the Fae is taking quite a bit of damage. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, that's not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Increasing this, promotion. Let's promote the Fae right there. Let's promote the Fae once again. Let's actually sacrifice the abomination. And look at that. That actually... Wow, that's actually going to deal so much more damage now. When activated, it deals 1 hit for 100% of the Necromancer's damage to all enemies and gains 25% damage. That's really quite fantastic. Let's activate that so it actually attacks. Yeah, so basically the Necromancer is all about sacrificing minions, making use of their temporary damage, and then summoning more, I suppose. I think that's basically how the class is supposed to be played. So for example, if I were to do this once again, and look at this, I'm going to turn them ethereal, and look at that, immediately does massive amounts of damage. So I'm thinking ethereal form is definitely the way to go. Just look at how powerful the abomination has actually turned out to be. Now obviously I've lost my Fae right now, which is really not that big a deal. I don't think so, at least, because I think I'm going to summon the ghoul, and we'll activate the minion because it can attack everything. I'm going to do that twice. And then we can create a barrier, which is not actually going to help me, although it is going to... I guess it's going to help me, but not anyone else. And now we're going to just do this. And there you go. Okay, so everyone's dead. Oh, what? Okay, wait a minute. This guy literally just gained 400% damage increase, and you can see here that he's going to be attacking for 2 times 20 damage maximum, if that is indeed going to happen. Okay, that might be a bit problematic. Okay, I'm going to summon a bunch of ghouls. And then we're going to go Lich. Boom. Okay, and now we're in Lich form, all right? Okay, wow. Okay, this is actually fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look at and see exactly what we can do here. Okay, so what's this? Create 50 barrier and gain 2 blocks. Okay, well that is actually insane. Reduce an enemy's damage by 50% and increase your damage by 100%. What? Okay. Oh. What? Look at this. Okay, this is a super fun class. All right, let's do Tongue of Fire, and let's just murder this guy. Look at that. Boom. Done. Look at how... Wow. That is actually amazing. That is super, super fun. All right, so we now have the chance to pick a new card, and we're going to be taking Harvest, because look at this. This is a 0 cost. Sacrifice a minion. Promote all other minions. I mean, really... Oh, wait. Animated Abomination. Summon Abomination at level 5. I'm going to take that, actually. I'm going to take that instead. Okay, so... Here's the thing. I think in one of the previous versions, I think maybe in the previous version that I played on the channel, they added this ability to socket your gear with runestones. And these runestones are super useful. Very, very useful, and probably some of the some very, very cool effects that you're going to get from them. So, for example, if you put this particular one in your weapon slot, then you reduce armor of all enemies by 10, which is actually fantastic. So I think I'm actually going to do that. There are a number of other runestones you can get. I personally like the one that tends to increase your auto-attack damage, or generally it will allow you to auto-attack at the end of every turn, which is super, in my opinion, super powerful. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so this is one of the events. Generally, these are also voice-acted. But this one doesn't appear to be. I think maybe she herself is going to be voice acted, but the other text is not. Okay, so there are old customs that protect the traveling priests of the All-Mother. The one you see before you, walking through the weirdness at a brisk, confident pace, doesn't seem to realize or care that this protection is unlikely to extend here. Let's ask to be healed, shall we? Before you have a chance to ask her for anything, something leaps out of the weirdness. Aha, okay, so obviously we did have the risk of a combat encounter. This might actually be somewhat problematic. 3 enemies at once might be a bit difficult. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, so I'm going to be going for something like this. Going to go for that. Going to do a little bit of a sacrifice on this. Wait, what is it going to do? Okay, it's going to... Isn't it going to summon something? I think it's going to summon something after 5 turns, or at least I hope it is actually going to summon something after 5 turns. I'm going to increase my abominations, or my golem, should I say, my golem's armor, because that is going to protect me for the most part. There we go. I need a Fae right now. I would like a Fae if at all possible. Let's just put a barrier on myself. There we go. And let's get another golem up and running. There we go. That's nice. And no one is actually going to be attacking me. I think there's one person. Yeah, one thing is going to actually attack right now. So it shouldn't be too bad. Anyway, let's just continue. There we go. These guys are absolutely fine. They're all healing each other and so on. Okay, there's a Fae. That's actually really great. Shamanic knowledge is super fantastic as well. I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to just like sacrifice right here. Going to sacrifice this guy. And then we're going to use shamanic knowledge right here. There we go. And then we will promote the Fae, because that's going to heal me, or at least I hope so. And then we can also activate the Fae as well, so it's going to do it twice, or at least I can only hope it's going to do that twice. There we go. Yeah, that seems to be working really nicely. And now we're back to almost full HP. As you can see, my golem is taking massive amounts of damage for me, which is absolutely fine. It really is not a big deal at all. Okay, so let's get a ghoul. And we're going to actually sacrifice this guy so that he can activate himself and then just disappear so that we get another abomination out on the battlefield. And just bear in mind that generally I want my minions to die, and I want enemies to die as well, because any singular time I'm able to, you know, transform into the big lich form, I am able to absolutely murder everything in sight. So let me actually just sacrifice this guy, and look at him, look at him. He's now crazy, he's now super powerful, look at that. That is super fun. Now, can I activate this guy multiple times? Yes, indeed, I think I can. Look at how much damage he's dealing right now, that's crazy. Okay, let's get another one of these golems. And let's promote the Fae once again. There we go, and I assume that that's basically going to be it. I mean, really, they can't do much about this, to be honest. So what else do we want to do? Just activate, I guess. Just activate that minion, and there you go. That's the end. That's the end of that fight. Super easy. Very nicely done. Okay, so weird stones. If you don't know, weird stones are the currency apart from gold in the game, and weird stones are more for improving your own character, as far as I'm aware. But obviously I haven't gotten to that point just yet. But in previous versions, I believe that is what it was for, you know, improving your character, improving your village, because you can find various NPCs that you can rescue from the weirdness, and then you can say to them, hey, I'd like you to go over to my village and, you know, be safe there and provide me, you know, special resources of some kind. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, this is what I was talking about before. This is a runestone that I very much like. In the armor slot at the end of your turn, you deal 1 hit for 5 damage to all enemies. The higher versions of this, the rarer versions, they are insane. They are really, really good. They are going to deal 25 damage to all enemies or something like that. And you can imagine how effective that could be with a character class like the Pathfinder, for example, that focuses on defense above all else. As you're not taking any damage, and then all of a sudden, you literally do 25 damage to all enemies at the same time. It's really, really nice. Anyway, praise the mother, I'm glad you were here. You see confidence shining in her eyes, trust increased.
I want to settle this once and for all. If All Mother is still with us, she will protect me. If not, I'd rather die anyway. Now let me be on my way and you go on yours, with my blessing.
And there's a little bit of the voice acting as well. Okay, so I'm actually going to say, what are you doing out here? Reluctantly, she reveals that she went into the weirdness of her own free will.
Ever since we landed on Avalon, I've seen so much evil. Men killing each other for a slice of bread. Parents drowning their children so that their cries don't draw a weird spawn. It's so hard to believe the mother still watches over us.
She sighs and shakes her head. And now there's no more, but you know, I personally feel like the voice acting is very good. I liked the voice acting for pretty much every character that I have seen so far. Death especially, I thought was very, very well acted. And I think maybe the first NPC that you come across, it's kind of like a goat man of some kind. But he also has a good voice actor, I believe. Anyway, I'm on a pilgrimage trying to visit all of the shrines raised throughout these lands in the name of the All-Mother. You realize that with the world being in constant flux, stuck between various times and realities, her pilgrimage will probably never end. See, now that is exactly what is happening. There's like this really weird rift in the world, and everything has fractured, and that's the reason why there's all these nightmarish creatures all over the place. Take pity on her. You tell her that since your journey will take you to various places anyway, you might as well help out. You can see that she's exhausted, but grateful. Here, it's an incense blessed by the High Priestess. Use it to perform a ritual at all of the All-Mother's altars you can find, and hope that in time we'll be able to purify and shield them from corruption. And there we go, we got 1 blessed incense. Okay, so let's ask for healing as well. Okay. So too far away from the altar. Okay, so we can either get a legendary card or we can get 3 healing potions. Obviously, I have quite a few healing potions because my first run that I did with the Weird Hunter, after that gave me, I think it was like 5 additional healing potions or something like that. And the legendary card, basically what that means is that you can use 1 legendary card per combat, or it goes after the first use, and it's just removed from your deck forever. So I'm actually going to just take the 3 healing potions at this point. Alright. Okay, so we have a new quest now, and indeed we can move on if we want to. So, there's the All-Mother's altar right there. Oh, there's actually enemies there too. Okay, this is going to be problematic. Alright, so I think after this particular fight, if I actually survive it, I will be starting a new run, almost on purpose at this point, because what I want to do is I want to show you the other classes, and I feel like we have relatively adequately seen what the Necromancer is capable of, and it would be pretty cool to see what else the other classes have to offer. Alright, let's summon the Golem. Shamanic Knowledge, right there. Get a Fae up and running too. Let's sacrifice a minion. I don't even know whether I want to sacrifice one of these, to be honest. Let's just activate the Fae to maybe heal myself a little bit, and then we'll move on. Bear in mind that I am now going to actually be able to attack almost all the time now, because I do have that runestone in my weapon, in my armor. Yeah, in my armor. So that's obviously going to be relatively useful. Let's put a barrier on this guy. There we go. And generally, they are all going to be attacking my golem, which is fantastic. Now, as you can see, my golem has taken all of the damage. My other golem is going to take all the damage too, which is perfectly fine with me. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to sacrifice the abomination, as I did beforehand. We're going to get a ghoul up and running too. We're going to try and probably activate the abomination at this point. We're just going to activate this as much as possible, because just look at how much damage we're able to deal with it. It is absolutely insane. And bear in mind that once we activate it so many times, I mean, literally, look at how much damage it deals. It's such an insane class. It's really, really fun. But yeah, that's the point. Anytime you're able to activate one of those abominations after sacrificing it, and it's in its ethereal form, and it gains buffs, and it gains damage and everything, you're going to get so many kills that you'll be able to transform into lich form anytime you want, and then you'll just be able to murder whatever it is that you're currently fighting. Anyway, I'm at level 4 now, which is pretty nice, and we have the ability to choose a new card. Oh, what is this? Holy Promotion. Promote all minions. Wow. Promote a random minion and activate it. Wow, I'm actually going to take Promote all minions. That sounds like a super, super fun one. Okay, add one new card to the Lich's deck. Okay. No, not a big fan of that. If you start a turn with max ultimate charges, gain 5 barrier. Not a big fan of that either. If 3 or more minions are sacrificed in the same turn, start next turn with +1 energy. Ooh, all of these are not something that I'm really, really liking right now. I'm going to take this because this allows us to stun all enemies and reduce their armor by 25 until the end of combat, which is actually super, super useful, especially considering we're using the abomination all the time. Anyway, what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to try and get into a really hard fight just so that I can die, and then we're going to start a new run. Alright, so this is what happens when you see the defeat screen. Basically, you gain the experience that you gained in the entirety of the run, and it's added to your overall meta experience, and that is probably going to enable you to unlock additional corruption levels. As you can see right there, we're current corruption level 1, but obviously we're going to be attempting to get to higher corruption levels, because that's going to increase the difficulty of the game. It's going to increase the, the variety of well, the encounters and so on and so forth. And look at that, we actually found one of the NPCs too, which is really, really great. It tells you every single thing that you want to know about all the different unlocks and explorations that you've been able to accomplish during that run. Anyway, start with a random consumable. I don't really care about that. I'm actually just going to take the 6 or more healing potions, and here we go. Let's go into the next run, and then we're going to be choosing... I actually have no idea. Let's choose the Blood Mage. What does it do? Is it just going to do the same stuff? Yeah, it seems like it's going to do the same stuff, but it is going to do something a little bit different. Let me actually just have a look here. Blood Mages charge their ultimate ability whenever they offer their blood. They can immediately overcharge a minion, and the unique effect's strength is multiplied by the number of charges they spend. So this is more of a power necromancer kind of class. Their minions are automatically activated and promoted at the start of each turn. However, minions overcharge upon reaching level 4. This means they trigger a special effect and disappear from combat. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so what about the summoner then? What is going on with the summoner? Aha. Conjure minions out of thin air, but they're connected to them via magical link. Every time their minion gets hit, they receive damage relative to their level. Their minions need to be activated through spells, however they can be promoted, and grow in power endlessly. Okay, so basically these classes are all just various differences from each other. So personally, I don't really want to play another similar class. I'd like to show you something a little bit different here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to play as the Pathfinder, because I personally love the Pathfinder's gameplay. And I would like to show that a little bit as well, because if you haven't seen the other videos of mine of Tainted Grail, then you won't have seen that. But generally, I personally feel like the Summoner seems like the most powerful, but we've seen the Lich of the Necromancer. And I mean, come on, how can you say no to that? Anyway, let's play as the Pathfinder this time, and we'll see how we do with that. I could have gone very far with the Necromancer in my opinion, but obviously for the sake of this video and wanting to show you as much of the game as possible, and generally wanting to explore the various classes, it's probably a good idea that we just, you know, play something a little bit different here. Anyway, we're gonna just light a weird candle right here, and this is our first enemy. Do I care about this first enemy, actually? You know what? I don't care about this first enemy. I'm gonna go over here to this milestone.
It's a mystery.
There we go. Lose this milestone, receive a weird candle, banish weirdness. Yeah, let's just do that. Oh. No, I don't really care about the blessing. Okay, yeah, so there we go. That's absolutely fine. Okay, pack of enemies. Fantastic. Okay, so I personally feel like I play the Pathfinder quite well. I could be wrong about that, but I personally feel like I do okay with it. So generally, I'm quite confident in going into something like this. So for example, look at this card. I mean, it's super, super fun to use because insight, duplicate the next stance card played. There are two different kinds of cards, at least for the regular classes, which one is stance and one is attack. Obviously, you can tell by the colors that, you know, blue is stance and red is attack. And so we only have one other stance card, which is this block, and we're going to be attacked twice in this particular round. So if I use insight and then I use block, I'm going to gain 2 block, which is insane. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do something like small strikes, I guess. Small strikes is something that I very much appreciate using. I think it's pretty fun to use. I'm not getting as much block as I actually want right now, but we're going to block 3 times. And that's going to enable us to take 0 damage, which is really, really good. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to try and stun. We might have some problems here, actually. We might have some issues. I might take damage on this one. Yeah, we're going to have to stun this guy, because he's going to attack twice. And then I can't do anything else. I could use this, actually. So then we're going to do this, and then we can block. And there you go. Alright, so that actually worked quite well. So now let's see. Insight. Wow, we're going to take a lot of damage on this one, aren't we? Yeah, we certainly are. Alright, let's block. Let's use... I mean, I could use small strike, so I could just try to reduce the amount of damage I'm taking. I'm just going to try and reduce the amount of damage I'm taking here for the moment. Okay. Okay, small strikes. There we go. Yeah, what I should have done right there is I should have attacked on the round previous to the one before, because that would have easily given me a fantastic ability to avoid damage, because I would have been able to use small strikes, and then it basically would have enabled me to do massive damage with it. So you know, if I die here, this is not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look for me whatsoever. Okay, so let me actually just do this one more time. Oh dear. Your items can help you in tough situations. Remember to use them. So yeah, now they're actually just giving me a little bit of a helping hand here, but I think I should be okay. If I just do this, and then I pull some cards and get some more energy. Let's do that. And then I want to do small strikes. Hopefully that's going to eliminate a couple. And how many active blocks do we have? Okay, quite a decent amount. So I'm actually going to focus down... I have 3 blocks right now, so it doesn't even matter what I attack. So I'm just going to attack this one. There we go. See, now this is when we are starting to gain the upper hand in the battle. Alright, I think we're good. I had to shut up there for a second because I probably shouldn't have gone into, I probably shouldn't have gone into a slightly more difficult, difficult encounter to begin with. But there we go. We could just use our ability right here, and then we'll easily have enough to be able to do this. And yes, I do know that you lose blocks, you know, carrying over from the turn and so on and so forth. But I just really wanted to make sure that I actually survived there. Am I going to get 3? No, I didn't get level 3. Didn't get level 3, but that's okay. I generally went for something much harder than I had to right there, but I thought, hey, you know what? Let's do it. Anyway, Calm Breeze is absolutely fantastic. I personally feel like this is one of the best cards that you can get with this class. I think it is super fun. Right, let's see this. If you finish turn with at least 3 cards in hand, gain 1 block. That's really, really nice. For every stance you play, gain 5 armor and 5 damage until the end of the turn. Each combat, reduce the energy cost of the first stance card you play to 0. Actually, each combat. No, I'm going to go for tactics. That is much, much better. Ooh, now this is fantastic. This is an absolutely amazing card. Amazing runestone for the Pathfinder. That is basically almost our bread and butter, pretty much. Okay, so can I use my healing potion now? Yeah, I can. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to use a couple of these because I do have I do have a number of them, so I might as well, right? Okay, so now we have the ruined home right here, which we can interact with. You notice the ruins of a home that was burned down. There's no telling whether it was destroyed during the war, set alight out of spite, or simply burned down due to an unfortunate accident. Look for valuables. Hole in the wall. You find nothing, and the house changes again. Door to your left. You got 100. There we go. Okay, so I gained 100 coins right there, which is pretty nice. Oh, no. That's the stone golem, all right? So that's basically the big enemy in the first stage of the game. And if you want to try and eliminate that on your first level, then by all means you can try to do that. Not for me, though. Thank you very much. Oh, rats. Yes, indeed. I actually should not have gone in against these guys. These guys are going to absolutely murder me in every single way because of this. Herd instinct. I've had situations in the past where I fought against rats and they had like 6 of them against me and they had like, I don't even know, 180% increased damage or something like that. It was just absolutely crazy. So we should be a little bit careful about this. Okay, that's good. Let's do small strikes. There we go. And there we are. Okay. Nice, not too bad. Okay, so now we're having some problems. Now we are indeed having some issues. Okay. Can I kill one of them? No. Are you... With one HP? Are you serious? Come on now. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes, my runestone. See, now that's it. I forgot that I had that. That really, really helps us out. A massive amount. Okay, so now this should be a pretty easy done deal kind of thing going on here. There we go. That was very, very nice. Okay, so we're now level 4, and now we have another card to go for here. So what's this? Gain 10 armor for the next 3 turns, and this has the attribute chain. Basically, what that means is it multiplies the card's effect by number of cards of the same type played during this turn. So, in other words, I would gain more armor dependent on how many other stance cards I used in that time, which is actually super fun. Anyway, this turn, gain 50 armor and stun every enemy that hits you. That's actually really fantastic too, but I'm going to be taking counter, because counter is really good against swarms of enemies, and for only 2 energy cost, it's going to prevent you from pretty much dying, I think. What's the fortune seller got? Oh, apparently he's got a combat encounter for us. Hello there. Ah, more rats. Fantastic. Alright, so Calm Breeze is definitely going to be something I'm going to use straight away this time. Let's use Insight, and then we can use counter, actually. Yep, that's going to be really, really good. And let's just do some damage. I don't really have much. Oh yeah, by the way, this particular card right here is something that you gain dependent on your light level. As you can see, my burn level is fading at the moment, so generally we are not doing too well on that, and as a result I'm gaining this card right here. I can actually summon a little bit more. As you can see right there, my burn level is now high, and the weirdness is being repelled completely. So I will get a different card next time around. You know what I mean? That's how it works, pretty much. Okay, so let's just do this. There we go. And these rats are doing even more damage now, so we've got to be very, very careful not to take any hit whatsoever. So I'm just going to continue to deal damage. As you can see, the Pathfinder gains damage, by the way, every single time he does not take damage in a turn, which is really insane. Like, literally, look at how much damage I'm dealing right there. You think it's a defensive class, but then you take no damage, and then it turns into an absolute powerhouse. It really is. Super, super good. Alright, let's just improve our damage a little bit there with that other rune stone, and then we can continue onward. Hello, Mr. Fortune Seller. Good, it's actually a woman, never mind, not Mr. Good day, stranger. Are you in need of some guidance? It's a question asked by an eerie yet elegant woman who's just appeared in front of your eyes. She's of indiscernible age, but looks strangely disturbing, standing peacefully within the weirdness. You can withdraw the course of your destiny and change the fate of your future fights. Come closer and see for yourself. Open the shop. Alright, so now she has the ability to, well, sell you a bunch of stuff, basically. That's it, really. So, let me see. Discard all cards on hand and draw 3 cards. Fully charge your ultimate ability. I mean, there are some really, really useful things here. But I'm not actually going to be taking any of them. There doesn't seem to really be anything here that I am desperately wanting super badly. Okay, so let's go into this pack of enemies as well. And we'll see what's going on with that. But I'm actually really intrigued to see what they come out with those other 3 classes. Because every single class that they've come out with so far has been extremely fun to play in almost every way. So yeah, here we go. Okay, we're just going to do Calm Breeze right there. Oh, okay, so I could actually do this. But I have no block at all. Okay, I guess we'll just do this. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why am I doing that? Why am I doing that to myself? I have no idea, but I am actually doing it for some reason. Okay, yeah, this guy is going to literally chunk me now. Yeah, look at that, 18 damage. That's pretty crazy. Okay, let's just do this, and I'm just gonna just try and take no damage here. Just gonna go overkill on it a little bit, and then we'll just do small strikes just to finish it off. There we go. Okay, easy enough, easy enough. Unfortunately, did not get to level 4. I really want to get to level 4 because the more skills, passive skills that you gain with the Pathfinder, the better. They are really, really fantastic. Okay, so we're actually back over by the town right here, but there's a barrier here, as you can see, so you're not going to be able to get through there. What is this? Just another pack of enemies. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to be difficult or not. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like it's just one of these deformed peasants. Okay, not too bad. Let's do Calm Breeze. Let's just do that. There we go. And it doesn't matter how many times we attack this one now, because we obviously have the ability to pretty much nullify any damage it does, unless it brings out some kind of multi-hit attack. And the best thing that we can do is literally just do block, and then regular, as you can see. Okay, yeah, almost level 4 now. And that's the really cool thing about the Pathfinder as well. If you do get lucky with your cards, there's a treasure guardian right there. That's a treasure guardian, so he's got a chest that he's protecting. But yeah, if you do get lucky with your card choices and your passive skills, you might even be able to kill the final boss of the first level very quickly. Obviously, I wasn't lucky, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with this fight. Okay, oh, now this is tricky. Alright, this is tricky. This is where the Necromancer definitely has an edge, because obviously, if you give more people for the enemy to attack, then obviously it's going to be much easier to deal with. But in this case, I don't really have that. So let's just do small strikes right here. Yeah, that was not what I wanted, but I guess it's okay, as long as he heals not himself. Okay, Calm Breeze could be very useful. You know what I'm going to do? I'm literally going to do this. I'm going to do Insight and then Calm Breeze. Boom. And now look at that. We have 0 cost cards. That's insane. Okay, yeah. So let's do small strikes. Let's do onslaught. Let's try and kill the heat. What? Why did I deal no damage with that? Okay, that was crazy. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of damage there, unfortunately. Couldn't do much about that. And then I'm just going to target down the healer, because it's probably going to heal itself. And I have 2 blocks, so I should be able to take 0 damage here. There's just one of these guys that's going to attack, so it shouldn't be too problematic. Let's attack this guy. He's probably going to summon another healer, so that's the reason why I wanted to take him down. There we go. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Now we can just do this. And now technically I can use block to gain a little bit of extra damage. And just absolutely murder him. Just murder him right there. Okay, he's just going to attack once. So we'll just do this. And there we go. And that is going to be level 5. Thank you very much. Actually, no, that's going to be level 4. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Aha. All right. So now this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. Things like this. Next turn, increase your damage by 100%. Stuff like that is obviously a bit of a gamble, but it is very, very useful. So I'm actually going to be taking meditation. And here we go. Gain 1 ultimate charge at the start of each turn. That can be extremely useful. Start every combat with 1 instance of focus, which increases your damage by 50%, as you can see. And whenever you play 4 or more cards in your turn, your first hit in the next turn deals triple damage. Insanity right there. But I'm actually going to be taking Catalyst. Because more times you can use your ultimate, the better. Okay, so what's this guy? He's just a lost soul wandering between clouds of weirdness with a fading weird candle in his hand. His eyes light up when he sees you. You notice that he's not actually looking at you. He's looking at your candle.
Thank gods. Mine's almost out. Do you have more? Please. If you don't help me, I'm done for.
Okay, yeah, let's give him a weird candle. Why not? And then he's going to continue searching for something. But yeah, just to let you know, spoiler, he's actually going to approach you later on. He's going to be very thankful, and he might actually give you something. I'm not entirely sure about that. Anyway, let's go into this relatively hard-looking pack of enemies. No, they don't seem that difficult. Alright, so once again, what I'm going to do is I'll probably just do this. There we go. Yeah, I'm liking it. What? Oh, yeah, now, okay, yeah. So this was because my burn level was really, really low, and this is exactly what I got. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a barrier on all enemies, which is going to absorb 10 damage for them. But if I don't do that, then I'm going to lose 10% of my current HP, which is actually not even going to be that much. So I think I might take the hit in this case. Yeah, I think I might take the hit. So we're just going to do small strikes right here. That's going to be redirected. Apparently this guy redirects damage to itself. So we're just going to be focusing this guy down. And there we go. That's pretty much all I can do. Okay, now look at Insight. Oh, this is going to be super, super fun. Okay, so let's see if I can actually make this work. So we're going to do Insight, Meditation, Block, and then we're going to go to the next turn. I have 350% increased damage. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, wait a minute. They're both going to attack me, so I should really go for Insight, followed by Block, and then 1 small strikes, and then use my Pathfinder ability. So let's do that. And actually, you know what? Should I use that right now? I'm going to use that right now, actually, just to see what happens. Okay, this might be really, really useful. Look at this. Okay, so this is basically a win-win situation right here for me to use Calm Breeze right now, because no matter what energy cost cards are reduced, it's going to do something useful. There we go. Okay, Onslaught. That's actually fantastic. Look at how much damage I'm able to deal with this. Absolutely crazy. And you know what I can do? Onslaught is increased with its damage by 50% for each active block. So if I literally spend these... Boom, I now have 375% increased damage thanks to Tactics, which is one of my passive skills. And then this does even more damage, and I'm going to be able to kill this in 1 hit, like that. Boom. Yeah, That's the kind of craziness that can actually happen with the Pathfinder. And I'm going to do the same thing here with meditation once again, and we're just going to attack. And oh, never mind, he's actually dead because we had so much damage that we were able to kill him that quickly. Really kind of amazing. Okay, so there we go. We've taken all the loot, and that is indeed that. Okay, so is there anything else that I can do right here? They're relatively easy. Wait a minute, we have ancient gravestones right here. I'm not entirely sure if I really want to go in here. Oh, you enter an old cemetery. Loot the grave. No, you know what? I'm actually not going to loot the graves, because there might be a reason why we shouldn't probably do that. Okay, there's another milestone right here. I should probably activate this. Boost the milestone's range. Why not? There we go. Okay. Yeah, but there you go. I think that's a pretty decent way for me to display how... yeah, the Treasure Guardian looks really cool. But I think, in general, I have shown you enough of Tainted Grail for you to know exactly what the game is all about and whether you actually want to go ahead and purchase it. I think it is absolutely fantastic. I love this game, and the amount of improvements that the developers have made over the past few months have been incredible. Adding those 3 new classes and various different ways to play, polishing things. The performance is a lot better as well. And I'm actually going to attempt to fight the stone golem right now as a kind of finale to this episode. Now let's see what happens. Okay, so this guy's going to attack me for 24 damage, but who cares, right? Who cares? Because I'm just going to be able to block that without any issues whatsoever. So let's use meditation. Let's block. And boom, we're going to do 1 damage to him. Okay, he's going to attack twice now. Okay, so we've got to be a little bit careful about this. So let's do block. Small strikes. Boom. Okay, not much damage. But we're still not going to take any damage from him. There we go. And now he's going to attack twice again. And we have counter... What's this? Ah. Stun the golem. Okay. Lose 10 armor. It really doesn't matter either way. If he hits me once, I'm probably going to die somehow. Okay, so I don't even know what to do here at this point. I am going to have to use insight followed by counter. Otherwise, I'm going to take damage. So we're going to have to do that. Didn't want to. Bear in mind, didn't want to do that, but we are going to have to do that. Okay, we might even have to... We might have to use risk, actually. Let's stun him. Okay, so he's going to get stunned. Oh, what's this? Aha. Okay, now that's interesting. So that's going to attack instead. Okay, so let's just do this. And let's just attack this with a little bit of extra damage. Okay, not too bad. Alright, okay, so now we can use risk again, which is going to stun him once more. And that's going to stun... okay, I understand. Alright, so let's see... Okay, I'm getting ready for this. Okay, so let's have a look. So they're going to... I mean, one of them will probably attack, because the other one's just been summoned, so it's highly unlikely that it's going to be able to do much. So let's murder this thing. And then let's use my Pathfinder ability. And then let's do meditation. Yeah. Actually, do I want to do meditation? I might not even want to do meditation right now, because what I could do instead is I could do Calm Breeze and then get lucky. And then meditation, and then attack, and then attack. Okay, wow, that actually worked extremely nicely. Okay, so yeah, let's do meditation, and then we'll do attack. We'll just kill this one. And then I'm gonna... What's this? Oh. That's the helpful card that I got for defeating one of the ads. So that's actually really nice. I'm going to... Should I attack the ad, or should I... No, I'm going to attack the golem with this. 87 damage, that's really nice. Okay, let's use another block, just in case. Okay, small strikes are looking really good. I've got 450%. Can I stun the golem again? I don't know. But I'm going to need to. Aren't I? I think I will need to. Gonna have to use this. Gonna have to do this. Get this. And then stun this guy. Yep, he does get stunned. Okay, fantastic. And now we're gonna have some issues. Okay, I took damage right there. Okay, now that is bad. Okay, now that is really, really bad. Okay. That is also bad. Seize the opportunity. Okay, here we go. Let's use it on this. There we go. Seize the opportunity. Let's use it on this. Let's now use... Am I dead? I think I am actually dead. I could use a healing potion? Oh, I can just spam this? I had no idea I could spam it. I thought there might be a limit on how many healing mixtures I could actually take. But, yeah, maybe 2 per round. I'm actually not entirely sure. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so now let's use... Calm Breeze. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, now we need to kill this off, straight up. It's going to attack me 3 times now, which is going to be somewhat problematic. Seize the opportunity. That's a hit. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's summon some more cards. There's counter. That's actually fantastic. That gives me 1 block at least. I can actually stun the golem right here, which I think I'm actually going to do. It's going to summon an ad, which is okay, because then I can actually use this. I already have a block up, so even if it does attack me... yeah, it did attack me, but even if it did, then it's all good. No problem at all there. And now... Now we might have some problems. Okay, let's do this. And that. So I've got 2. I should probably try to do this. Yes! Perfect. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of damage here, but look at how much damage I'm able to deal to the golem. And we are... Well, look at that, 197 damage. I mean, really, come on, how can we say no to that? Okay, so let's do that. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of damage. Not too bad. Okay, what's this? Gamble. Gain 1 block and 1 energy. Whoa, okay. Draw 1 card. That sounds pretty good, actually, to me, but I'm not going to do that right now. This guy is just going to stay the way he is at the moment. There we go. That's what I want to see. And now we're going to use Gamble. And I have Onslaught. Now, this is insane. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to gain 1 more energy thanks to my ultimate ability. We're going to gain block. And then I'm going to use Onslaught against the golem. Boom. And he's dead. And I have 4 block. And I killed the thing at the end with the automated ability. And that's it. Look at that. You see how powerful the Pathfinder can be? I don't know whether I could have done that with the Necromancer. I probably wouldn't have been able to. Probably would have done way too much damage, you know what I mean? So it's all about defense there. All about defense. Okay, so we've reached level 5, which is actually insane. And yeah, I'll take the weird candle. The 1 weird candle that it gives me. And we can now choose a new card, which I have no idea what to do. So I'll probably take something like this, Piercing Strike. I don't really like attack cards, if I'm honest. I much prefer to just have stance cards as much as I can possibly... take. Oh, Crippling Attack actually looks really good. Yeah, I'm actually going to take Crippling Attack because if the enemy attempts to attack, you can stun it. So that's really good for a 1-cost card, in my opinion. Now, what do we have here? In first turn of combat, increase your damage by 50%. In armor slot, in first turn of combat, gain 75 armor. Yeah, not a big fan of that. But it's got its uses, I suppose. Ah, look at that. We can actually combine the runestones now. So I'm actually going to do that because then we can combine them. And then they are like this. So generally, if you put it in your armor slot, look at that. I'm going to be dealing 8 damage to all enemies. Obviously, that is affected by modifiers and all that stuff. So that's going to be extremely, extremely useful. Anyway, the golem shatters into thousands of pieces at your feet, and you feel a strange surge of power in the air. Suddenly, a familiar creature appears.
Good. That was good. Congratulations.
Yeah, and that's the goat man that I was talking about earlier. You instantly recognize this voice. It's the goat-legged creature you've met before. He looks at you clearly unimpressed by the fact that you exist at all. And this is all about answering questions and so on and so forth. You know which human emotion is the strongest? I have no idea. The path to the dark side is hate, so I guess we'll go for that. Yes, and every answer was correct. All of these emotions made an impact on the force around us. Oh, there we go. This time, in this timeline. There we go, and now we have a new objective. Take a special passive skill. Oh, now look at this. We actually get a new passive skill. Every 10th card played in one combat increases your damage by 10% until the end of combat. That's actually really nice. At the start of every turn, gain plus 25%. No, I don't really care about that. After killing an enemy, heal yourself. Yeah. We'll take that. There you go. All right, so that's actually a pretty fantastic, shall we say, finale to this video. And as I said before, if you would like to check out Tainted Grail, highly recommended from me, then there is a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.